Speaking of women, our next guests are two extraordinary women constantly making moves, and they will join us to discuss the new Omni Cultural Festival and the 100 Hispanic Women Latina Leadership Forum and Scholarship Luncheon. Please welcome the executive producers of Omni Cultural TV Fest, Julia Carias-Linares and Meiling Macias-Toro. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us
Oh,
here.
thank you for being here. It's so funny, right? I open up saying Latina, and Julia, all of our relations are always referring to you as Julia, and yet every time I introduce you, I always introduce you as Julia.
Which is okay. That's what, my family call me, so it's fine.
It-
O
it-
Julita.
Oh, Julita?
Right.
Yeah, okay, so everybody knows now, you could call Julita también. But it's just interesting how it
Right.
just automatically happens that way. But welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for the amazing work that you are doing within our community, and Happy Women's History Month to you.
Thank you.
Happy Women's
History
History Month
to you too. And thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, I would like to introduce you to our audience by introducing your relationship and how you even formed this union of working together.
Well, we met through 100 Hispanic Women. Julia was going to college at the College of Mount St. Vincent here in the Bronx. And she actually was working there and going to school.
Multitasking.
Multitasking like we women do well.
Right.
And she met my daughter, who wanted to push her way around to an organization called TRIO. And, she wasn't supposed to be at TRIO, but she made her way through TRIO and met Julia. And through 100 Hispanic Women, I always needed volunteers. So I knocked on Nicole's door and said, get me some volunteers. And she was one of the first that said, I'm in.
Right.
And so how many years has this been?
Oh my God, like maybe 15 years
Yeah.
now.
15 years. That's amazing because that's a bond that's been developed in 15 years
Right. Yeah.
to the point that now you work as partners, right?
Right,
And so
correct.
I want to talk a little bit about the Omnicultural Festival. I wanted to introduce, and by the way, you guys, I don't know if I mentioned that Meiling is the president of the 100 Hispanic Women Westchester
Westchester
chapter.
Yes.
And so, and I just wanted to establish like just how important it is for us to form relationships, and that pertains to any aspect of the business, right? And so, in 15 years of development, of course, it's comfortable to take the plunge and actually come together to create this amazing festival that is making its inaugural debut in May, right?
Yes.
So,
It's very.
would you like to talk about it?
Sure. The Omnicultural TV Fest actually started. We did a smaller event prior to the Omnicultural, and Kiki Melendez, a comedian, actor, producer, had ideas, and she said to me, Julia, I want to, instead of going and pitch, I want to be able to create an event and have all the network executives come to us. This was 2 years ago. The event was a complete success. We did it in New York, then we did it in LA. Out of 11 or 12 concepts, one got picked up and was picked up by A&E Networks. It got a 13 one-hour deal, and we were like, you know what? We can do this for the community. We know so many creatives that have ideas and they don't know what to do with those ideas. With today's technology, people are shooting, they are, recording their ideas, and then they don't know what to do with them. How do you distribute them? You could distribute them on social media, but this was,
It's going to serve as a platform to kind of
Right.
match the distribution on a
The
more-
creator and the buyer.
and the
Right,
buyer, right?
exactly.
Right, the
So-
business aspect of the
Absolutely.
business,
Exactly.
right? Which is lovely.
right.
Right. We would definitely, we discussed this at NACBI, which is a bigger forum that does the same thing, but they do it in a 3-4 day conference in Florida. And this conference, forget it, it's costs so much money. So this omnicultural TV Fest is going to be more affordable. It's going to be one day, May 1st, as you just actually, you mentioned.
Right.
And it's just going to be more for the independent, emergent creator, producer, writer, to be able to have a platform to get their work seen by potential buyers and distributors.
Now, I know the event is taking place in California, but the good news about why you're here is that the submission deadline has been extended.
That is correct.
So anybody from any parts of the United States can actually submit.
Or the world, to be
Right.
honest with you. And it doesn't
It's
matter,
omnicultural.
right? It's omnicultural, and it doesn't matter what language, as long as it's, as long as it's either subtitle or dubbed, we'll take it. We'll take the submission.
And so what are the categories for submission?
So the categories range from your typical reality, scripted, web series, any language, Spanish, telenovela, I mean, you name it, pilots, TV pilots. So the gamut is, it's pretty much, I would say about maybe 8 to 10 different categories.
That's lovely.
Yes.
And of course, if we can just express to or explain to our viewers what NAPE stands for, so
Sure.
they understand that this is like really
This is
big.
This
It's
is a big deal. So NAPI is one of the biggest organizations in the television world. It's the National Association of TV Program Executives. So you have everything from your ABC executive all the way to your streamers, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, you name it.
And international networks as well.
Networks as well.
So
So this is a big deal. So essentially, NAPTI said, you bring the producers, we'll bring the buyers. And so, I mean, it's a win-win, situation here. You are being exposed, and you will be able to meet everyone in one day. What it would normally take you 2 years to do if you went knocking doors on Hollywood, okay, you can have it in one day. And so there'll be panels, there'll be screenings, there'll be an award show afterwards. So we're really, really excited. And for me and for us, I think that we want to be able to say, oh my God, this show was launched out of
At
the
Omni
Omnicultural TV Fest.
It's lovely. And the
Yes.
beauty of it is that it's led by Latinas, which, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
100 Hispanic women on top of
Right.
that,
On
like
top of that.
members, because I'm a member as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm not part of, well, I'm still, yeah,
You're a
well,
national member.
ladies.
Exactly.
Exactly. We're all in it together. And so let's talk about the 100 Hispanic women.
Well, talking about the Omni kind of brings it all together, because in mentoring someone like Julia, which she's called me her mentor.
Yes.
So it's not that I'm giving myself the title, but she's called me her mentor. So I think that it's intertwined, because when you see the Omni, we hope to be mentoring a lot more people that are merging. So this is a mentorship that has created so much more work, so much more potential and purpose. So I'm so proud, and I'm so happy to be part of it now. As 100 Hispanic Women, I founded it with a few other women in Westchester, with Sobeida Cruz, who's the president emeritus. And back, 16 years ago in Westchester, we all thought, well, why not have a Westchester chapter? Because the national, chapter exists. And it was my reason for being there was really to do things like this, to be able to mentor someone like Julia and see her decide to go into television. I'm a producer myself, so, well, you know that, but
They don't know, so it's lovely that we share with them.
exactly. So she just saw in me something that she wanted to do in the
Right.
future.
Right.
And she used every volunteer session or opportunity to meet people that would make a difference in her life and in her career. And that's what's going to happen with Omni as well.
That's lovely. And so we're actually talking about two separate functions. However, the beauty of it is that it's coming full circle, because the 100 Hispanic Women happens to have an event that's taking place in April, and also offers scholarships to the next generation. So before we go, can we share those details?
Sure.
Yes, on April 12th at between 10:30 and 2:30 at the Dunwoody Golf Course, we're going to have an event. It's a luncheon where we award 4 high school Latinas from Yonkers and from White Plains well-deserving scholarships. These girls met the criteria. They were very well-versed. They wrote beautiful essays. They have averages over 4.0. I mean, amazing girls. And we also, believe it or not, one of those girls is also a DACA student. So to us, to be able to give back to a DACA student is amazing, So we're just so proud and happy. And Julia now sits on the board. So imagine, from volunteer going to college.
It's exciting.
Finishing her and making her career as a TV executive. She also now sits on the board of 100 Hispanic women.
It's impressive,
Thank you.
lovely. Thank you for being here and
Thank
sharing
you.
that and for passing it forward and paying it forward. Before we go, let's just share the details for the
Sure.
Omni Cultural Festival for anyone who's interested in submitting.
May 1st, omniculturaltvfest.com. You hit the submit button, you'll have all the information there. May 1st from 9 to 11 in Los Angeles, right, p.m. at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood,
So all day
California.
affair.
Yes.
All day affair.
and the 100.
For the 100 Hispanic women, you could find us at www.100hww.org. And at our website, you can certainly purchase tickets there. They're, $65, $55, and it's a luncheon, and you get to see speakers from Google, Citibank, and also from Two Goats, an AR/VR company. So
Yes.
we're wrapping it up with technology, speaking about finances, and these girls are going to benefit so much. We get about 30, 40 students that are sponsored by our sponsors to be there for free. But for us, working women, we
got to
also-
support.
We have to support, and
And
we
we make it
fundraise
happen.
through
Yes.
this, and we
I
make
love
it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you
for having us.
Wendy.
Thank you.
Julia.
Yes.
All right, you guys, once again, the Omnicultural TV Fest submission deadline is March 30th. So make sure to submit your work, and you can do that by visiting omniculturaltvfest.com. And also for more on the Latina Leadership Forum and Scholarship Luncheon, please visit 100hww.org. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll sit with creator and cast of the new play, St. Peter's Foot. So don't go anywhere.